So the next step I like to do is I like to use a little hand blower like this, just blow some of the excess water off. That saves the absorption of the towels in the next phase. It also helps in areas like your fuel cap where you might get a little bit of water build up underneath, just to blow it out. Especially on the large flat upright surfaces like the bonnet where a lot of water does pool, I find that essential to do. So next we're going to use the Bowden's Own Big Sucker Green drying towel. We'll see how absorbent this is. I'm going to use this towel now. I found this like quite a super absorbent towel, really good for pretty much doing the whole car without having to wring out. So we'll see it in action here. Tend just to lie it on and then give it a good wipe. As you can see, it's already absorbing all of that water. Because it's super soft, we're not getting any scratch marks on there. It's just all coming up nice. And look at that, in next to no time, the car's all dried down. It's got some very nice stitched edging, which is great for getting into little edges like against the window sills. You rub along and it'll pick everything up. Okay, and that still feels reasonably dry. Okay, so the next product I'm going to use is this Bowden's Own Lazy Wax. Now we've got a nice little applicator pad that's low absorbing. I tend to spray into the pad and then rub it on the car. It only needs a couple of minutes. At the end of that, we'll use a plush pile microfiber scrub to wipe over, and that will polish the finish on the car. Okay, so we're going to spray the applicator onto the applicator pad, a good coating on there, and just give it a rub in. It's a good idea if you're in outdoor conditions to use this. You can spray directly on when it's not windy, as we're doing here, and you can just use the applicator pad to move around. One of the challenges I find with polishing is my fingers tend to get really sore from rubbing too hard or having to get into areas. But with this applicator pad and the Lazy Wax, it just goes on so easy. There's almost no stress on my hands at all, and I love it. I found that these applicators and the other Bowden's Own plush polishing cloth work really well together. I haven't tried some of the other companies' ones yet, but so far these products do seem to be a good match. As suggested on the bottle, I found out that they quite were. Okay, so here is our polishing cloth. Again, nice stitched edges with microfiber edges. And we're just letting this sit for another couple of minutes and we'll see it polished off then. We'll get a close up hopefully, see the shine on there. Now some of the frustrations I have with cleaning my car is getting into those tight spaces, as I mentioned before, fingers getting sore. I find it especially hard on the wheels. So I gotta say, if there was one product I could wish for, it was something that was an instant wheel cleaner. Now the one I'm going to use next does quite a good job, but you still have to scrub it a little bit. Whether there's another coating that could be added, I find the European cars with their amount of brake dust is a little bit excessive and does take quite a bit of maintenance to keep clean. So yeah, if we can really get something that was a one-touch all on the wheels, that would be a fantastic product. Okay, so the Carbonara wax has dried in a little bit now, and we're going to give it a polish off. into all of our crevices there. Again, with the Super Plush towel here, tends to absorb any little bits of leftover moisture and goes on without scratching at all. Okay, let's take a look at that now, eh? So as you can see, side of the doors come up very nice. A bit more of a close-up of our polishing towel here. That was the soft stitched edging that I was talking about. And yeah, it's just a really smooth push on. You come back to feel it, and it is super smooth to come across. But yes, that's how she comes up. We'll do a little bit more on the bonnet because that's one of my favourite surfaces to clean. It's an area that you see the most of in the front of the car. So we'll give that a bit of a spray and see how it goes. Okay, being that this is a little bit more in the sun, we're going to be reasonably quick about it. We don't want to leave it set too long to dry off. You can see just a good application like that on there. And we'll take our polishing mitt here. Just apply the wax around. It just spreads it off in a nice even coat. And with the sun, this stuff dries reasonably quickly, so it's not long before we'll get to buff it out. We get a nice brilliant shine out of it. See, that's already dried up now. The warm sun. So we get into that. Because these cloths are quite oversized, it makes it really convenient for just grabbing sections. There's lots of room to move. You can fold up, get onto other areas. You've always got a clean bit of cloth ready to go. So it's one thing I'd recommend, no matter what products you choose to use for your buffing cloths and items like this, is go for a larger size one. You just always got more room to move. And there we go. Beautiful shine down on the bonnet.